driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, all my fellow trudgers and trudgees. I hope you're having a good day. It's Friday. Last Bronco game is this weekend. That happened fast. All right. Man, I'm tired. This week has wore me out. Wore me out. Next week's going to be even busier. So I'm glad that we got a lot of stuff done this week, because not only do I have the club next week, but on Thursday I have to go down to Adams County, and I'm doing 3 or 4 interviews for potential employment for people. And yeah, I had paid for it, and I had to put in my own 2 cents, things like that. I'm pretty good at picking people for the right job, man. It's one of my fortes. It's why I can do what it is that I do. I gotta say something. Some of these videos, they're like, okay, just hold on, wait for your mind to be blown. And then, did you know water can be cold, hot, and warm? Okay. I was watching one, and they're saying your mind's going to be blown. And what they said was, when you see the potential in others, when you see the potential in others, what you are doing is you're figuring out what you would do if you were them. And I call bullshit. Okay. I'm sorry your perception is skewed, young lady, but that's not true. I help people with their passions all the time. People come to me with a passion. They're like, I want to do this. And I can tell you right now, most time that's not it. They just thought that was a good idea at the time. Right? Hi, Amber. I'm Chris. Hello, Ingrid. We're going to be talking about total acceptance today. It means everything. It's all of it. Total. All of it. We cannot give our lives over half-heartedly. It will not work. All right. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm tired. And I'm going to be your host. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, I need to take the... Not that you guys care. Okay. Chat is open. Be nice. What are we doing? All right. Looks like we're going to be reading out of the big book on page 152. It'll be nice when we make a little bit of money off this and I can just get a TV for there and a huge speaker and everything else. And I won't have to lug everything back and forth. Send me money. I'm just going to start at the beginning of the chapter, A Vision for You. Talking juice. even though it's Pepsi. Yeah. Chapter 11, A Vision for You. For most normal folk, drinking means conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. It is the joyous intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. But not so with us in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures were gone. They were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moment of the past. There was this insistent yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and the heartbreaking obsession that knew some new miracle of control would enable us to do it. There was always one more attempt and one more failure. Last night in our step study meeting, Eve was talking about the fact that, she'd been around long enough to see and try herself all these different ways. They don't work. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not coming up with any new idea. Oh, nobody out of trillions of people that have ever been born, I'm the first person to come up with this idea and it shall work. No. No, the answer is no, it's not going to work. Okay. That's how I know when these people come out with new types of recovery. We tried that. It didn't, and guess what? It didn't work. And maybe you should listen to the people that go through it instead of coming up with your own ideas, considering your best ideas got you drunk. Okay? You gotta think. The less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself. This is the dangerous portion of alcoholism. As we became subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of his mad realm, the chilling vapor that is loneliness settled down. It thickened, ever becoming blacker. Some of us sought out sordid places, hoping to find understanding, companionship, and approval. Momentarily, we did. Then would come the oblivion, the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen. Terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. Unhappy drinkers who read this page will understand. Okay? And they didn't even have to explain much. I had one paragraph. And we have described a good portion of your life. Okay? This is what happens to us. I know for me, the first time I really drank alcohol, everything changed for me. Suddenly people talked to me. Girls wanted to go out with me. Okay? I always hit on girls. I didn't go through the I hate girl stage. I'm trying to get a girlfriend since I can remember. Okay? I always loved the girls, right? And so when I went from being a complete piece of shit in everybody's eyes to this kind of a cool kid, I was finally accepted. And at 14, that is powerful. I would spend the rest of my life trying to repeat that one thing. Okay? Never to ever happen again. Why? Because it was something new. And you can't experience something new twice. But I would spend a good portion of my life trying to recapture that moment. Never ever to find it again. Still have it. Not looking for it anymore. Now and then, a serious drinker being dry at the moment says, I don't miss it at all. I feel better, work better, having a better time. Yeah. As ex-problem drinkers, we smile at such as Sally. We know our friend is like a boy whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. He fools himself. Inwardly, he would give anything to take half a dozen drinks and get away with them. He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about sobriety. he cannot picture life without alcohol. Someday, he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. This can happen at 16 years old. This can happen at 20 years old. I know, because that's happened to me. When I drink, I want me dead. Always been that way. Always been that way. Okay. When I drink, this becomes extremely violent. And I have to hold myself back from the sheer stupidity that I would pull for attention, approval, companionship, and alcohol. We know it isn't going to work, right? Those incessant demands we make on other people for approval doesn't work. Doesn't work, right? We have shown you how we got out from under. You say, yes, I'm willing. But am I going to be consigned to a life where I shall be stupid, boring, and glum? Yeah, if you want to be. You know what? There are some days life is boring and it's okay. I get bored easily. So, but no. Like some righteous people I see, I know I must get along without liquor, but how can I? Have you a sufficient substitute? It's really hard to see that substitute when you're drinking. And that is one of the reasons why the program will not stick if somebody is drinking. You can't do it. You can't have both. So, yes, there is a substitution, and it is vastly more than that. It is a fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. For some people, that's going to be like, I'll be around fucking people. I hate people. I mean, heck, I have shirts saying how much I do not like people. And there's a part of me that doesn't like people. They're too people-y. But I love them. At the same time, I love them. I love my friends, the people that support me. I mean, fuck, Amber was working her butt off last night and still came to the meeting to support me. Thank you, Amber. I recognize those things. I see those things. Okay? My friends are about action, man. They are. And, there are some days when I'm like, and I see my friends doing action. I'm like, hey, I can get on their stuff and make it a little bit better for them. See, now I'm out of self. I'm doing something else. See, it is the fellowship. There are two types of fellowship in AA. There's the people, and then there's your higher power. Yeah. There you will find release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. Thus, we find the fellowship, and so will you. So will you, my friends. Only an alcoholic can understand the exact meaning of a statement like this one. And what they're talking about is the part that we read. He cannot picture life with or without alcohol. Someday he will be unable to imagine life without. He will wish for the end. The double standard that held me captive as an alcoholic also filled me with terror and confusion. If I don't get a drink, I'm going to die. That statement's so true. Not in just the mental sense, but it can become a physical sense too. When I had quit drinking, okay, and this is, I tried to quit drinking so often, that I had to go to the hospital for help. And they'd always give me lorazepam, Ativan, something to help me taper off with. Okay. But after a while, they stopped doing it because they thought I was a pill seeker. So, unfortunately, yeah, and I don't blame that. I would have probably seen it the same way if I was a normie. And to this day, my chart is still red flagged. Don't give this person Ativan. Okay. That wasn't what I was going for. But hey, you know, if I don't get a drink, I'm going to die. Well, my other choice was the hospital. That was it. Competed with, if I continue drinking, it's going to kill me. So I didn't have much of a choice. I either had to sober up, recover, or go on to the bitter end. And I was only months away from the bitter end. I was months away. Both compulsive thoughts pushed me ever closer to the bottom. That bottom produced a total acceptance of my alcoholism with no reservation whatsoever, and one that was absolutely essential for my recovery. It was a dilemma unlike anything I had ever faced, but I found later on a necessary one if I was to succeed in the program. I've got to accept my alcoholism in all of its affairs, in all of its things. Okay? Call it an allergy if that makes you feel better. Call it a mental illness if that makes you feel better. Call yourself fucking crazy if it makes you feel. I don't care, as long as you accept all the devastating weaknesses that come with us taking one drink of alcohol. It's the first drink that will kill you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you all. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.